Hi, I'm Vic Perri and welcome to another Q Weekly. Tonight's show we have Alan Duncan at Camp As exhibition, which is part of a midsummer lineup, and we of course have our Q calendar with Elizabeth Blast keeping you informed of all the events happening out there in the community. But first up, we'll catch up with Stevie, who's with our regular chef Paul and who's storming up a dish for you. Take it up, Stevie.
Yummy. Hello there, lovebirds. This is Stevie and Paul Noury, chef extraordinaire, for our Valentine's Day special of QCuisine. And many thanks to our great friends at Easy Stay on Ackland Street for letting us use their fantastic rooftop to do our little cooking thing. Look at that view. Cannot get much better than that. Now, Paul, how are you doing?
Good. How are you, Stevie?
Happy Valentine's Day. Good. Now,
I'm not your Valentine.
No. What are we making for our Valentine's Day?
Okay.
Our Valentine's Day couples.
Well, I thought we'd make today some raspberry and white chocolate muffins. Beautiful for Valentine's Day. So, very easy recipe. We'll actually show you the recipe on the tally later.
Yes.
Okay, so to start off, we need a large bowl. Okay, got that?
Yes, one large bowl.
And
one bowl, got it.
3 eggs.
2, 3. See, I'm getting the hang of this.
Those. 3 eggs.
Yes.
175 grams of melted butter. Like that. We'll whisk that together. Then we have 1.5 cups of sugar. Just a normal white sugar's fine. You can use caster sugar if you wish. Okay, we whisk this together.
Whisking away.
Whisking. You gotta put love into it.
Love into it. Did we bring that?
Okay, 3 cups of plain flour.
3 cups.
And then we whisk that together. Just half whisked in. Okay, got that, Mr. Cameraman? There we go. And then
Half
baking powder. Now, 3 teaspoons. Measured precisely. I forgot to bring my teaspoon. Lose the whisk. And have a spoon. And we bring this together. Right. Now, what we then do is add milk just till it's a little bit runnier than this. This is a bit too thick. Okay. So add a little bit, probably about half a cup of milk. Now, what we have to add is our flavour. So we're going to have 1.5 pints of raspberries.
Oh.
They're pretty yummy, aren't they?
Okay.
You can use strawberries, blueberries, any sort of berries. And then we have chocolate. Half a packet of white chocolate. Okay, we fold these through. This recipe makes 18 small muffins, or about 12 medium-sized muffins. Okay, so there's our mix. And then we take a patty pan tray and just large teaspoons of the mix.
So people don't have to worry about cutting up their chocolate or making it all...
not at all, no. You can if you wish, but...
No point.
No point.
Don't chop, viewers.
They're pretty
Don't chop.
Okay.
Just chuck it in. That's what we're doing.
Okay, then we place these into the oven at 180 degrees for about 15 minutes.
Fantastic. Into the oven.
And then we have our muffins.
Ooh. Yum.
Ooh. Yum. A little dusting of icing sugar.
Oh. Good.
And then we have our muffins.
Alrighty, now onto our second course for our Valentine's Day couple.
Eggs Benedict.
Eggs Benedict.
Your favourite.
My favourite.
Yes.
Real favourite.
This is a little bit harder.
A bit harder,
yeah.
But we're going to show all our viewers how to do it.
How to do it. Okay, so first of all, what we need. Actually, can you go and give me that coffee cup from over there, please? Yes.
Yes.
So eggs Benedict. First of all, we've got to make a hollandaise sauce. Yes. To go over the poached eggs. Okay.
Lovely.
So to do that, it's an egg sauce. We're making hollandaise for 2 serves. So we'll say 2 egg yolks. To separate. Have you separated eggs before?
I have.
Oh, good. Well, you can do this one. Here you go.
Oh, cool. I can crack one-handed if I try too.
And we don't want any of the yolk. Sorry, we want the yolk. We don't want the egg white.
Okay.
So keep the yolk in your half of your egg. Cheers. And then we get rid of the egg white. Okay, egg yolk back in the bowl. Okay. In the rubbish.
In the bin.
In the bin of the shelf. Okay, then taking a whisk. We start whisking in about 125 grams of melted butter. Okay, because this is the melted butter. The butter's melted. The milk, when you melt butter, you get milk come out of it. That sits on the bottom. We're just using the top part. You'll see as I get close down the bottom. So you can hold the bowl, please. Okay. Whiskey. You can do this in a blender if you wish. All right. And it's like making a mayonnaise, but it's a warm sauce. So we add in the clarified, or the butter, very slowly.
Now, clarified means what?
Clarified actually means that you cook the butter to retain the butter oil.
Right.
Okay, so butter's got impurities in it. So what you actually do is heating the butter up to take the milk out, the impurities, and then it becomes an oil, a bit like ghee that they use in Indian cooking.
Okay.
But this has to be added very slowly like this. You can see if you add it too fast, it'll break. If it breaks, which means it'll go to complete, it'll go very runny, what you have to do is, don't throw it away, you have to clean the bowl out again, start off with 2 fresh egg yolks, and do the whole process again. The sauce can be made like even an hour or 2 beforehand and kept in a warm place.
Right.
So it's actually a very easy dish to do once you've made your sauce. Or alternatively, you can actually buy the sauce in the supermarket. Béarnaise and hollandaise sauces are available in jars.
Oh.
They're not as nice as making your own.
We make it with love.
But you can see how bad the sauce is. It'll kill you. And it's fattening.
But on Valentine's Day, it's
Love.
love and taste.
Oh, there is. See the viewers at home there? See the butter? See that white stuff on the bottom? Stop. No more. That's bad. Don't want that. Okay.
In the bin.
Then what we do? Now we've got
Not
our
put it
sauce. We want to put a little bit of vinegar. Dash of vinegar. A little bit of lemon juice. Okay.
Still need me to hold?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Beautiful. So there we go. There is our hollandaise sauce. So we just keep that in a warm spot, cover it with Glad wrap, and that's finished. Next we have to poach eggs. So over here in the saucepan, we have boiling water. Okay, the water must be boiling. We season the water with salt. Okay, generous amount of salt. And to this much water, we probably add about half a cup of vinegar.
So how much water have you got in there?
It's just half full, the pot.
Oh, okay.
So going for, for you and your loved one, 4 eggs we're going to poach, that's sufficient, okay? You wouldn't be able to poach 10 eggs in there, all right? So that size saucepan's great for 4 eggs. Now the water has to be boiling, because I had the vinegar, see how it stopped boiling?
Yeah.
So wait till it comes back again. Using a slotted spoon, run the water around in a circular motion. Okay, like so.
Yeah.
Right. And see how it's coming back to the boil now?
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, getting your eggs. 1, 2.
And you're just dropping around the edge, aren't you? Not in the middle.
Doesn't really matter where you drop it. What the vinegar does, it actually helps hold the egg together.
So it doesn't spread everywhere. And...
Yeah. So you can use you can use lemon juice. Vinegar's the best thing to use. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Now once you put the eggs in and stop boiling, now it's coming back to the boil. Now you reduce the heat, because if you have it boiling too rapidly, the eggs will bust up, okay?
Okay.
So sometimes it's always good to put an extra egg in, just in case.
Right. So keep it on until it starts boiling again, and then turn it down.
Yeah, and then turn down, just so it's ticking over.
Okay.
Okay, and put some nice sliced ham.
Yum.
And then we have our eggs. Okay. It'll take about 4 minutes to cook.
Right.
Okay.
Now, will they come out running or hard?
These will be running still. Beautiful and running.
Oh, yum.
We like them running.
We do.
Okay, because you can over poach them. You don't want them to.
Yeah.
1, 2. You see how soft that is? You can actually do eggs Florentine. That's without the ham, putting spinach on them first, sautéed spinach, which some people like. Or alternatively, don't do eggs Benedict, just do beautiful poached eggs on toast. Especially if you're health conscious.
Yes. Because make no mistake, this sauce is fantastic, but it ain't good for you. But it tastes great. Sprig of parsley. Bit of garnish. Oh.
And there we have it, viewers, Eggs Benedict.
Alrighty, we have finished our muffins, we have finished our Eggs Benedict. All we need now is someone to deliver them to our Valentine's Day couples.
Room service. I'm Inga. Hello. And I'm in shoes that do not fit. I need one of those backward papers. Good morning.
Oh, wow.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, look what I have for you. There's cutlery for you.
Oh, no.
Cutlery,
There's cutlery for you.
Egg.
Eggs. Benedict.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just for Valentine's
Just for Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day.
Do we get
for
a
you.
Valentine's kiss?
You do. It's very difficult to bend over in
Get on
these
your
shoes,
knees.
so it might take a while.
And your knees.
Happy Valentine's. Happy Valentine's. Please help me out. I'm going to fall. Thank you. It's a chewy. Happy Valentine's Day. I got muffin. You get muffin. Happy Valentine's Day, darlings. Then you get muffin. You get coffee. Oh, happy Valentine's Day. Mwah. Happy Valentine's Day. Mwah. Now just lift myself up there. Now. Yeah.
Honey, this is nice. Hey, baby. Hello.
Oh. No, Valentine's Day kiss. No.
Thanks, Stevie. That did look a bit yummy. I'm talking about the food, not the maid. We'll just go off to a break now, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Paul Capsis. I'm here at the Her Majesty's Theatre and you're watching Bent TV. And haven't we got it good?
Welcome back to Q Weekly. Now we're going to show you a bit of what Melbourne was like in the 1950s. It's part of the Camp as Melbourne in the 1950s exhibition, which is part of Midsummer, and it's at the City Gallery at Melbourne Town Hall. Take it away, Alan.
Melbourne Town Hall is an iconic part of our history, so it's appropriate that for Midsummer 2005 it plays host to an exhibition commemorating the history of GLBT life in the city of Melbourne. Camp as Melbourne in the 1950s.
What it really is a history of kind of ordinary people going about their lives, doing what are really rather ordinary things, except that given the circumstances of their life and their times, in order to do and to live ordinary lives, they had to display an extraordinary amount of courage. And that's really what this exhibition is intended to draw people's attention to and to celebrate.
And I'm here right after a very successful opening of Camp As with the curator himself, Dr. Graham Willett. How are you, Graham?
Hi, hiya.
Good. Well, it's fantastic stuff. How long did it take you to actually curate this, put it together?
Well, my bit was to kind of write it and select some pictures, and then the designers got stuck into it. I guess we've been messing around with it for about 6 months or so.
Okay. And why the 50s? Out of every decade you could have selected, was that more significant than others?
It's the one that we probably know least about, that we have enough information we can talk about. so we can both talk about the repressive aspect of that decade, but it's recent enough that you can talk to people about their experiences and get the other side of the story.
Did it get worse in the aftermath of the war? Was there then nothing else for the authorities to sort of think about, and they thought, oh well, let's persecute poofters?
Yeah, it was certainly a very bad decade for camp people. The policing got more intensive, the number of arrests and convictions goes up during the 50s. ASIO were kind of associating us with a national security threat and are keeping close tabs.
So we were like the pinks under the bed sort of thing, right?
Yeah. And it's bad for people during that decade.
Compared to, say, the US, for example, we were a bit slow off the mark, weren't we, in really recording our history as a community?
Yeah, I mean, the US really starts getting stuck into its history in the mid-70s. Actually, by the late 70s, we've already started. Yeah. But it's really only in the 90s that we start to really pull stuff together in a systematic way.
Any highlights in the exhibition? Any personal favourite sections, props, anything you really...
You can't go wrong with the Frank Thring King of Moomba regalia, which is actually from the 80s, but we wanted to make the point that Frank, who'd lived through the 50s, lived long enough to be able to kind of be much more open about himself and his sexuality. It's a very nice piece.
I'm surprised you didn't have any footage in there of him in like Pontius Pilate and all that sort of thing.
Well, yeah, he's a great actor. It all looks a bit kind of theatrical now and camp, and that would have been great for the exhibition as well.
I mean, everyone has great stories about Frank Thring, and I've got one which I love to tell. And that was a friend of mine lived over the back fence from him. And one night they were having a party, and there was lots of noise. And they heard this tap, tap, tap on the back fence. And there he was, standing stark naked, with a cane in his hand, tapping on the fence, saying, "Would you mind turning the music down? Thursday is my night for sex." So things have changed a bit since then, and you can imagine him saying in that booming voice, which I used to remember as a child, hearing the "Have you got a radio and TV licence?" And some people here will remember that, but not everyone will.
Well, this is not a bad way to start the year, is it? For Midsummer?
It's a fabulous exhibition. It's great. It looks wonderful, and yeah, it's very exciting.
I have to bring it up. And when you sort of got into power, you said you had a grand vision for gay Melbourne, making it the gay capital of Australia.
Well, yes, I said it was going to make it the inclusive. It is an inclusive capital. Mm-hmm. Melbourne is a city for everyone. It's not just for gay people, but gay people are an intrinsic and very important part of Melbourne.
I have to ask though, what do you think actually constitutes a gay capital? Is it the spectacle of events, or is it something more underlying?
I think it's actually having the gay culture reasonably obvious, or gay people everywhere in the city. It's not just events. Events is part of it, but it's actually an open and exciting gay life.
And even in the 50s, Melbourne certainly did have an exciting gay life, if you knew where to look, that is. From local identities like Val and her Swanston Street coffee shop, popular meeting place of the camp community, to early club owner and activist Jan Hillier, from the beats to the pubs and other places where camps met, camp has let you get in touch with the history of your city. See it at the City of Melbourne City Gallery, Melbourne Town Hall, until the 6th of March. Admission is free.
Thanks, Alan, for a bit of fascinating history there of our queer community. Now we, of course, have our Q calendar with Elizabeth Blast. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hi, Vic. How are you?
Not bad.
Now, I've got my pointer somebody sent in.
Gorgeous.
From a Mr. Brutus Francolino from Preston. And he sent me some little icons as well. So I figure we've got Christina Aguilera over here, Beyonce up the top. We've got Alia Alicia Keys and some other bitch over the corner. Right, this Sunday, the 13th of February, is, of course, Carnival Day. Huge event, up to 85,000 people at the least will be there, and that's at the Alexandra Gardens, courtesy of Christina Aguilera. And the entertainment there kicks off at 12. There'll be stalls and rides and food and drink and whatever. Bring a hamper, sit on the grass, have a great day. And instead of the big stage this year, they're having the big ring. So it's a big hexagonal thing apparently, so there's visibility all round. So, and instead of the physique competition they had last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, this year they've got Freak Out, which is includes physique, tats, piercings, weird hairdos, and the rest of it. And they'll be searching around the grounds for competitors in that competition. Also tea dance after dark, $5 if you want to go down to the market and pick up a ticket, or $10 at the door. And don't forget to buy a dot, because all the money on proceeds from that go to the Midsummer Festival. Staying at Midsummer, now if you're in a relationship, you're having a great time, you're in love, you're romantic, oh, go and get married. And you can get married again, like last year. Instead of the big mass wedding they had last year, you can have an intimate wedding just for two. Now you need to book for that, $30 per ceremony. They've got a selection of ceremonies you can choose from, but if you'd like to write your own vows or construct your own little do, you can, but you must contact the registered civil servant Jason McChain, who's going to be hosting the proceedings at vglr_lobby@hotmail.com. And he's available, Jason is available on 0438 352 532. And again, it's $30 for a ceremony, but all the proceeds go to the VGLRL. Gonna get spliced?
Oh, of course.
Yes, you know what I'm talking about. Sticking with the carnival again, at 9:30 in the morning, the Argonaut Rowing Club is going, the Melbourne Argonauts I should say, is hosting their first official regatta. And if you look down on the river and you see some gals and guys rowing in black, white and purple, cheer them on, because they're inviting clubs from around Melbourne and Victoria to participate in their regatta. And that's again on Sunday the 13th of Feb from 9:30, and it's free. How's that? In Abbotsford, lovely Abbotsford, the East meets West. It's a culinary journey along Victoria Street, hosted by the lovely Glenda Waverley, and apparently you know Glenda.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
And you can meet at 7:30 p.m. at the Victoria Vietnamese Restaurant, which is 311 Victoria Street in Abbotsford, and it's $35, full $30 concession, and I guess that includes your food and a bit of a tour around Victoria Street, learn some languages, a few greetings and a bit of culture, and taste some yummy food. But you must book, because there are only 80 people allowed to go, and you can book on glendawaverley@hotmail.com. Moving along to whoever that is in Fitzroy. Novel Conversations to My Queer World, and which is on the 10th of February, this Thursday, at the Night Cat, which is 141 Johnson Street in Fitzroy, from 7 till 11 p.m. $15 full, $12 concession. And there is an Auslan interpreter available if one might need one. And there'll be novelists and writers who people in the queer community love, such as Margaret Vanderloo, Sophie Cunningham, Noel Tovey and Sandy Jeffs, and others as well. They'll be reading excerpts from their books, as well as discussing writing and the like at the Night Cat. Right, now, how many roses do you think you might send somebody if you want to ask them to marry you, Vic?
Oh, I don't know, 20?
Not, it's 108.
Oh.
It's 108. Valentine's Day next Monday. So, and there's 7 roses means I'm infatuated with you.
Mm.
And you were asking me how much I send if you want to break up. Well, you don't send roses. You send something like, I don't know, kittens in a bag. All right, magnets. If you have a community group or club that you'd like to advertise here, and we'd like to give you a shout out, send me a magnet. You can go to the Bent TV website if you'd like to and get the address and send me a magnet. You can send me a shout out for anything you've got on at feedback@benttv.org.au, because you never know, they just might be watching. Vic.
Oh. And that's all we have.
That was fun.
That's all we have for today. Thanks for joining us on Q Weekly. We'll be back next week, of course. And, of course, don't forget, face-to-face this Thursday night at 10:30, and you'll be seeing the second edition of a very special midsummer opening night at Fed Square. So don't forget to catch up with that. But, of course, Q Weekly next week. So
Valentine's Day.
and it's Valentine's Day, of course. So thanks for joining us on Bent TV, and we'll see you next week. Bye.